Hello baby gangsters, this is Roma Reacts, where I react to patron submitted videos. We have quite a few of them this week, and I'm actually kind of excited to see a lot of these. The first one is from Polka Girl, and it's, I never can pronounce it, Rules Card versus Kokichi Oma, and it's another rap battle. We watched one of these rap battles a few weeks ago, and they actually were very, very funny. So let's do this. I'm excited to see your videos this week. Disclaimer, the following video is fan-made song not associated with the source material. Support the original material, as always. It's interesting because, like, versus Kokichi, which is hilarious. It's crazy just because Kokichi has such a big impact on, I feel, on the Danganronpa fan base. More than like most other characters. Like, you just, oh, he's everywhere. Maybe it's just because I like him and that's why I see him everywhere, but you know. Kokichi could be anyone. Try it. I don't want to see that though.
Does it look like I know entomology? I don't leave my dirty work to benign quirky servants, unlike your rotten king that hired your sorry ass and dumped the original puzzle makers out just for you to.
It's really well done though with the animations and stuff, isn't it?
You know I'm straight mucky rolling, can't escape not like Kaede, you're roped in. I got the crown, but now when you control, and what can I say?
The worry in Kaede's face. Interesting voice acting for this character. I don't remember what I did for the voice for this character. Probably something similar. Again, like the anime, like again the different like animations they create with like the they must be using like the original art, like art that's like based on obviously, but not like, you know. The way they're using the sprites is really fantastic. The people who write these rap battles though, genuinely, like, you can tell, twice in a row now they've been like, yeah, Danganronpa 3 written poorly. They have an opinion and they're gonna get it out there. Sham? His name is Sham? I call him Seam all the time. That was really cool, actually. That was a really cool animation. He's gonna be like, oh yes, your game was bad. I think, oh my god, I'm so glad you guys are keeping this alive, by the way, on the channel. You guys are solely keeping Danganronpa alive on the channel. Oh my god, can you imagine a Kokichi toy? Oh no, that's cursed. That was cursed. There we go. He would never lie. He would never lie. No, he would never lie. Kokichi's never lied once. Oh, get him. So, clearly, Kokichi won that again. Just like he won the last one. Very, very crazy that he keeps winning all these rap battles. It is, I think there is like like whoever writes these rap battles, if it's the same person, there is always this thing where it's like, Danganronpa 3 is written poorly. I personally disagree. I think everyone has their own feelings on it. Very cool that they're showing all this stuff here. I personally disagree. I don't think Danganronpa is written poorly. I think it's written really well, but then again, that's like always up to your individual taste and take. But like, I think it's just really cool how they're able to do this stuff, though. It's really, really good. Now, I think also, like, I don't think there's a hatred for Danganronpa in these videos because it's impossible. Like, you can't create artwork like this. I think even like parody is like, because like I think back in the day when parody was a thing on YouTube, one of the things that would always happen with parodies on YouTube is that like they would be really like mean spirited. Like Brock Baker's not Brock Baker. What's his name? Bart Baker. Brock Baker's actually really funny. Bart Baker would make these like videos where it was like, at the time they were so funny. And I'm breaking a rule here. Actually, we won't do that. We won't do that. One of my rules always is I don't call out other YouTubers on the channel. So I apologize, even if like I was never a big fan of the videos. I apologize to Bart Baker. We're not doing that. We're not breaking that rule. What I will say though is that I feel like at the time there was a lot of parodies that were very kind of like about making fun of the original source material, whereas like I feel like these parodies are very much like about celebrating them, which is why I always love Weird Al Yankovic. You know, he was always so good at like celebrating the original source material. The next video is submitted by Felicitous Felix, and I want to say as well that like if anyone wants to see these videos, they're in the description below. I got a comment last week, and it was a fair comment who obviously didn't know what the Roma Reacts show is. It was basically like saying how it's too much variety because then I get spoiled on some stuff, and I can totally understand that. So what we might do is like we'll put like timestamps in the description as well, so you guys can click between the videos and be, oh, I want to react to this, I want to see him react to this, because I think that is a fair criticism. But at the same time, it's just this show, you know, is a show that will never make any money, will never do well on YouTube. It's just literally a show that I found that was like an incentive. That is fun to do for Patreon. Patreon. It's actually the most popular thing on my Patreon by far. So yeah, this next video is by Felicitous Felix. Let's go. Hopefully you don't hear the Dark Souls 2 music I have on in the background sometimes. I have it on when I'm talking sometimes. Just, it's very soothing. Envy Baby. So this is an animatic. With our boy Nagito. By our boy, I mean someone who's always terrified me. And you can't escape your impression of like people's impression of your thoughts, right? Because like genuinely, like get him, get Terra, beat him up. Genuinely, like I think people believe I hate Nagito, you know, and I think he just scares me. He terrifies me. This was just like a really fantastic game, by the way, and I think about it quite a bit whenever like it pops up. There's the reason this channel is called called Baby Gangsters. Well, I guess Akane, because she called him a baby gangster. It's really cool to do. Like, I think just like showing the story of Danganronpa, or at least showing the characters of Danganronpa 2. In a very, oh, that's the roller coaster. Yeah, they are definitely showing the story of this. Yeah. I'm always like really impressed by like the addition of the music as well, though, because there's always songs I've never heard. Always. It's so crazy that like that all this stuff happened, but I don't like. It's like it takes like me seeing it again to remember, because so much like death and destruction happened in this freaking game. Like, look at this. This genuinely happened. This like I remember like the way they're depicting is so good, because while they're not showing the full scene. Oh, that was awful. There's our girl. Stop crying. She's amazing. Chiaki. Chiaki is an AI. Well, guess what else is an AI? My heart, I guess, then. It's really cool. That was really good. That was really good. Is that it? Is it over? That was really good. Is there any credits? No, that's it. Cool. Yeah, like to me it's just like a really nice animatic. I love the animatics. Keep them coming. I think what's really cool about the animatics as well is that they're like, again, like I said in this video, they like show the story of a game that I've already played, but they show an artist's interpretation of it. Not only an artist's interpretation of it, like, but like it kind of relives everything that happened in a very new kind of like cool art style, and I really appreciate that. That was awesome. That was really cool. The next one is by Dodo Dan, and this is something I have no idea what it is. It's Myth's Bad Ending. I honestly like cannot tell you at all what this is, but it has a lot of views. It has like 2.1 million views. Pretty insane. I guess we'll just get into this. To everyone who came after me, if you've reached this place, then you must reach the end too. Is that a real phone? It's bad ending. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. Like I always wanted to like do like an animated show, but like the way that people do it in this stuff, like, makes me feel like I never could. I'm okay. I can heal. Kiara? I got you. Oh, the music is good too. What the hell? Again, like I'm sorry if like I have no idea what's going on. But I can appreciate good animation. I can appreciate good art style, and that's definitely what I'm seeing here. Is that death? Holy hell! Like how did they animate this? Because like it's like a mixture of by hand and like a creation of like CG almost, but I guess it's not CG if it's just one. You know, like best depiction of death I've ever seen. By the way, Soul Eater, easily. Oh wow. I need to like get good at showing emotions as well on my characters. I'm never great at it, is what I'll say. Those two had such high hopes for you. You must be a real problem here. Human. Please stop this, Nina. The sound effects, what the hell? Your friend's not here. Underrated weapon as well, by the way, a trident. Underrated. And underrated weapon, Shark Bubble. Shark Bubble, underrated weapon. That's such a simple way as well of showing like how powerful something is. It's like, hey, I was able to defend myself, but also my hair is cut. Yeah, Shark Bubble. Weapon of the year. Is this like an actual... Is this a... What? Hololive... It's a fan animation. What the hell? Just did they spend 15 years on this? Like, to animate one episode of Family Guy takes like 9 months. Like, what? What are they... At least it did back when I watched Family Guy as a kid. When I used to watch behind the scenes stuff. Did they spend 25 years on this? She has a fin. She's a shark. That is a Hydra. Get the hell out of there. What is hololive? That's another thing I should probably ask. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. Wait. Was that intentional? Was that intentional? Really cool. Really cool use of still frames as well, right? Oh, God. Jesus Christ. It's animated so well. It has to have been done by like a team, right? It has to have been done by like a team of people. There's no way this was done by like one person, right? And by the way, this is not me discrediting other. It's obviously like more action based. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like I'm like trying to be like, I wish it was like as good as like this thing, or I wish the other ones were as good. It's not that. Every one of them are really well done. There's something I couldn't do, but I'm just saying like, this is really action based. With some really good character designs too. Something I like actually like wouldn't mind getting into, you know? And by the way, character design is so important to me. Like, so important. Like, this is like, I can get interested in these characters looking at them right now just because of how cool they look. And it's not just about cool, it's how, like, you know, interesting they look. And just how, like, especially if, like, you're looking at them for such a long time, they have to look good. That was my major problem with Final Fantasy 16, is that the main character to me, like, his outfit is awful. And it's like, I have to play as this guy for the whole game. His outfit's terrible. I'm sorry. Oh. That's a cool watch. That's a cool watch. I guess stopwatch, isn't it? Wait, actually stops time? Some Bring Me the Horizon sound there. About to start off their next hit. Oh, what? What? Is this a YouTube video? What the hell? What is this? This is, by the way, great. Like, and the way why I'm saying great is because like I love this type of freaky shit. Oh God. Girl, I don't know if you want to know whatever the truth is behind all this. Sometimes it's better to not to know the truth. So this is the beginning again? To everyone who came after me, if you've reached this place, then you must have reached the end too. Do not try to rewind that thing. You will only create another timeline different from ours. Another Kiara. Another Kali. Another Gouda. Another Ina. You can't save your friends anymore. This is the end. And it starts playing again. Then? What do I do? I see. You are me, after all. So is it like in the theater in the video? Is that what this is? Summer 13, the world was wiped out by a single entity. It was me. I did it. It was me. I did it. It's adding time to the video. That's weird. That's very weird. It's like the video's ended, but it keeps going. Created by Mazu. Okay, give me the team. So there was a team. That makes me feel a bit better. Not much better. I mean, really good. That's it? Okay, cool. Yeah, like, really fantastic stuff. When I said, like, oh, it made me feel better, it's like, of course it did, because it's like an absolutely fantastic way of, like, showing animation. A beautiful animation, beautiful art style. When I said I wanted to make my own cartoon, like, the way I'm doing it is, like, still frames, like, almost storyboarded, with, like, no animation in it whatsoever, just with sound effects and voice acting. And, like, I look at this and I'm like, will people even care? Will people even care about this stuff? And the answer is, who knows? The next one is by Malcolm Conde. That was really cool, though. I'd like to get more into hololive if I understood what it was. The next one is by Malcolm Conde, and it is called, oh, Jesus Christ, it is called Junko Enoshima in Genshin Impact. Let's go. This is, for some reason, not cursed. Not cursed. Not cursed. It's so cursed. It's so cursed. With like the Paimon, no, that's not right. That's so. That was really funny, though. I'm glad I got to see it. The next one is by Malcolm Conde as well. It's another short one, and this one is, what's this one called? Oh, Jesus Christ, Kokichi Oma in Genshin Impact. This is less cursed, right? No, it's still cursed. But, like, it's funny, though. I play as Kokichi in this game. There has to be, like, a lie mechanic where he can lie. You know what I mean? There has to be a lie mechanic. There has to be some sort of lie mechanic. That was, Malcolm, that was really funny. I'm glad you sent that in. Thank you so much. Like, some of these videos can get heavy, and I love them getting heavy, but I love that there's like everyone has like different things that they want to send in every single week. Some people send in funny videos, some people send in like rap battles, some people send in like really heavy videos. It's really cool to see like that there is like this big combo of like what people like to send into the Roma Reacts videos, and I'm really appreciative of that, like, because it means that we just get to have like a different time every single day. The next video is by Rainstorm, or from Rainstorm Riddles, and it is called Danganronpa V3 Animatic Ex-Wives. Divorced? Oh, like Henry VIII. Divorced. Beheaded. Survived. Yeah, he knows his history. Let's go. Oh. Oh. Is this like an original song about Henry VIII's wives? Yeah, she survived. She's... Oh my god. This is extremely like first of all, the music is amazing. The voices, the singing is amazing. That's why I'm sorry I'm getting more like entranced by the singing than the actual video itself. But it's like showing like, I guess, like who died in the Danganronpa V3. Rantaro. It's creative. Like I think that like finding new songs to put on your video is like very, very creative. You know. True. 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 That's actually Kokichi's voice, by the way. It's not even like a fake thing. I'm like tapping my feet as well. Who's gonna survive this time? Oh, it actually fit very well. Was Rentaro holding on to Mew? That's weird as heck. Because I know Mew would eat him alive. Mew would destroy that E-boy. Anyway, the canon romance in this game anyway is we know it's Kaede and Shuichi. Or Shuichi and Mew. You can choose either one. It's interesting, like yeah, like I love the way they found like a new way of like they bring a new life to a song and it almost like fits the game well, you know? Rentaro, who said you get this song? Your loyalty to the Vatican? Same. No, not really. Never. It will never happen. Yeah, your head. Yeah, it's like crazy because like I think that like I hate that like I'm more entranced by the song. I'm sorry. It's really good. I never heard it before. Ooh. True. Oh my god, Henry's little... I mean, that it's true, like, there is, and I'm getting entranced by the song more than anything, but it's true that, like, in the history of Henry VIII, they talk more about Henry VIII, who to me is, like, the most least interesting freaking thing about history now, because he's talked about it all the time. Every freaking, oh my god, he's talked about too much. And it's like, yeah, like, what about, like, his wives, you know? Who are actually, like, interesting, living, breathing people. You know? History mix. Jesus Christ, all this death happening, yeah. Tenko's death was the hardest death, I think, in the entire series, just because it happened so suddenly and could have been avoided so easily, you know what I mean? Yeah, you use those game sprites. Was that Smoothie? Is this Smoothie? Very smart with the animation in this video. Very smart. Okay, cool. Yeah, like I never heard that song before. Obviously, I haven't seen the animation before, but I haven't heard the song before. But very, very neat, very cool. Yeah. The next one is by Dewpiker, and this video is something with Steins Gate, and it's a trailer. Oh, a Steins Gate Steam trailer. I have never really played Steins Gate, or nor have I watched Steins Gate. I think it's probably a lie. I probably watched. Everyone's watched like one episode of Steins Gate, right? But it was probably at a time where like other anime were happening as well. Usually like I get my like anime recommendations sometimes from like React channels. So like if your boy Roshi or something is watching like an anime, I'm like, well, I should probably check that out, right? You know, that looks good to check out. You know, because nowadays it's really difficult to watch anime because it's not always good. It's bad more than good, I feel like, nowadays, which is actually very upsetting. Even though there's lots of good modern ones, like my favorite ones that are out right now, just to like sidetrack for a bit. ReZero, Attack on Titan was superb. Sonny Boy was really, really good. The Hike story was really, really fantastic. To Your Eternity is good. What else is good? I like the first half of Tokyo Revengers. That was really fun. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like anime that are out right now that I watch or did watch weekly that were really, really good. Those are like I guess, Haiku. Of course, Haiku. Haiku, so good. Haiku is so freaking good. Yeah, but there's like, those are like the Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, there you go. There's a few for you there. Let's watch this Steam trailer. I'm always looking for new video game recommendations. Always. People don't understand, like the more you recommend games, the more I know that everyone likes them. You know what I mean? You should recommend games all the time. Because some people are like, sorry, I don't want to recommend a game. No, recommend them all the time. So is this like a visual novel style game? That's what I'm guessing. Unless it's like an actual 3D moving around game, which would be crazy. Great art style. This girl's on the left. Her character design has always been interesting to me. The most interesting, complex, and utterly captivating time travel narrative. Okay. Have you seen Steins Gate 2? So it is like a visual novel style thing. People also said like the anime doesn't get good until like episode 13. Is that true? Nice turntable, right? This is cool character design too. Really good designs. That's one thing we should say right away. Really cool character designs. Apart from the guy on the far right. Get him out of the game. We're all cute here. Get him out of the game. I'm always by your side. Okay, cool. Like, is this... Now, again, visual novels are not off the table on this channel. Like, visual novels are really good games, and I have no problem, like, trying out a visual novel on the channel. A lot of times now with the channel, I feel like with some games, it's like, okay, for sure we're going to play this. You know what I mean? For sure we're going to play this game. I think that the change that happens with videos, or like what makes me want to do some videos over other videos, or some games over other games, is legit just like this thing of like, okay, look, like, of course we're going to play the entire Pokemon game on the channel because I know that there's like a lot of people that like Pokemon on the channel. Of course we're going to play Danganronpa V3. Of course we're going to play this game and that game, that game. Some games, like I know it sounds weird, we will probably just be like testing out and being like, do people want to see this? You know what I mean? I feel like that's like very, very fair, you know? Because like if I play a game like any game and then like no one wants to watch it, like it's not like it's like, oh, like it's the end of the world, but it's like, man, it's kind of demoralizing, and kind of, because I remember I played Fire Emblem Three Houses and I hadn't developed a Fire Emblem audience up to that point, so I only had like there was less than like 100 people watching every single day, And you might be like, Calvin, you should be grateful. I was great. I was great, man. It was I still talk about it as my favorite series I've ever done. But like for the first 30 episodes, like nobody was watching it, and then the last 30 episodes, all of a sudden, because everyone searches for like time skip, and then like all of a sudden it was like the most watched series I've ever done. But like it was demoralizing because you want people to watch, you want people to have fun. It's more fun when there's more people commenting, if that makes sense. There's more people watching a series. A lot of people go like, oh, so like I remember one person actually said like, oh, so we have to like comment on your videos if you want to keep a series going. And it's like if I upload a video episode of a series, let's say I play Cuphead tomorrow, which by the way we'll play Cuphead. If I play Cuphead tomorrow on the channel, and like the first 5 videos, on the first video, like, you know, you have like 10 comments, it's great, and then the next 4 videos, like 1 person comments on each video. That shows me that people aren't as engaged in the series. It's not like it's like me being bullshitting, like it's literally just true. People don't want to watch it, you know, and that's just okay. You can't, and being stubborn would be like, I'm playing this whole thing even though nobody watches it. And in YouTube they show you as well. I know it sounds so like corporate, but I'm just saying the truth of like, I like playing games with you guys. That's what I like to do. You know what I mean? Like, and before someone says it's about money, Pokemon doesn't even make any money, really. It's just a fun game with people being engaged and commenting and stuff like this, and that's what it is. The next one is by Kohai S. I hope I'm pronouncing it, or Kohai S. And this is a Skyward series, A Tale of Two Dragons. This is Genshin Impact lore. I don't think this is going to be spoiler for... I think they were very nice to only show stuff that, like, was in Mondstadt. So, like, it's stuff that I probably would never even, like, read up on, or like would forget to read up on. Ooh.
In this video, I'll go over the lore presented alongside these weapons, showing the connection between Barbatos and Dvalin, as well as their fight against Durin. Also, if you like this video, consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot and I'd really appreciate it. Anyways,
nice
let's
voice.
move right on and
nice
get into
voice.
the video.
Nice voice. The Skyward Sword series, my favorite series. Skyward Atlas.
An Atlas of Wind. A copy of the atlas pertaining to the weather of the northern regions, presented in the form of poems and images. It consists of 100,000 odes, each dedicated to a single cloud or wind and calling it by name. The Cloud Atlas gave form to the winds, and odes infused them with personality. The myriad formless winds are now friends and family in the eyes of Barbatos. Legends tell that in ancient times, Barbatos summoned the 4 winds with the original version. He thawed the snow, drove away vicious beasts, summoned rainfall, and created Mondstadt. He permitted the atlas to be shared and copied among the people, giving it the name of Cloud Atlas. Sadly, nothing survives the test of time. Certain drawings and odes were missing in the copies that survived. However, the knowledge passed on in the form of ballads and legends among the general public. The histories of the 1,000 winds were not lost, for Barbatos still holds them. When Barbatos stood up against the shadowy wings of the evil dragon Durin, he sang to the 1,000 winds and called upon the Wind Dragon. He who holds this atlas holds the true names of the 1,000 winds and all of their powers. Now the skies above Mondstadt are common blue. Barbatos and Dvalin have found a new place to call home. The atlas, meanwhile, has been entrusted to one worthy of the honor.
So they're saying that Barbatos and Dvalin basically like created Mondstadt and like rid it of like the evil dragon.
Scales of the kingdom of the abyss and cut the throats of the sons of ancient sinners. Mondstadt was once threatened by the shadow dragon Durin. Its jealousy for Mondstadt's prosperity begot evil, poisoning the land. In those dark days, Mondstadt was surrounded by monsters and barren lands. Hearing the people's cry for help,
so it was like these dragons can like change the...
Dvalin rode the wind and soared up to the sky, fighting for all life.
Can change the world around them. His jealousy begot evil, just like Dvalin's sadness made storms.
Burned red as if the end of days was upon Mondstadt. Eventually, Dvalin's blessed fangs pierced through the throat of Durin.
Get him.
Durin fell, but Dvalin was poisoned by Durin's tainted blood. Unable to bear the pain, Dvalin fell unconscious.
Maybe don't get him.
Even the most learned bards knew not where he slumbered. Centuries passed.
It's a cool background, by the way.
Sacrifice was all but forgotten by Mondstadt. When Dvalin finally awoke, gone was his friend and the sound of his comforting lyre. And the ones he had once protected now cowered in fear.
Yeah, we saw this part, didn't we?
Honor reclaimed, poison cleansed, Ballad shall give back a people's forgotten memory. A prayer this sword is. May Dvalin's name be restored.
See, that's why Dvalin was so pissed off as well, Skyward Harp. Like, imagine, like, waking up, like, after saving everybody, and then everyone's like, shit, he's scary, man, and your friend is gone.
The clear tunes of this lyre still echo in the hearts of the people and in the winds. It is said that the ancient evil dragon from the abyss was enticed here by its tunes. In ancient times, Barbados softly strummed his lyre and summoned the pure thousand winds and songs. Charmed by the free-spirited winds and songs, Dvalin the High Dragon descended and swore loyalty to him. Barbados rejoiced in making a new friend, and entrusting the people of Mondstadt to Dvalin. And so, the wandering Anemo Archon and the Wind Dragon forged Mondstadt's dawn.
It's a beautiful relationship as well, isn't it? That's really cool.
The floating tunes of the lyre halted the Shadow Dragon's attack in the final battle, granting Dvalin the chance to end the Shadow Dragon's poisonous reign. Eons after the winds sang and the vicious battle ended, Dvalin awoke from his long slumber. But gone was his master, and instead he was met by the poisonous whispers
this
of
is
the
so
Abyss
cool.
Order. Unseen pain, unheard torture, and all-engulfing sorrow crushed the poisonous Dvalin's spirit.
Yeah.
Dvalin turned on what he vowed to protect, and accursed the one to whom he had sworn loyalty. Indifferent is Barbados to my pain, a careless friend is he. Curse you, Barbados, cruelest of the Archons. The furious friend that knew not that Barbados sought to save him. For many fond memories may have been quashed by Dvalin's anguish,
when
but
you're,
not
it's
that
just,
of
it just goes to
Barbados'
show when
life.
you're hurt, guys.
The
When you're
whole
hurt,
liar to her
like
mouth.
you say stuff and do
Soon,
stuff that you're not
centuries of
really.
misunderstandings shall be gone. Soon, Dvalin
You know-
shall once more hear his songs.
into doing. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff that you wouldn't usually do.
This is a tale of sky-shaking valor. Even the vile dragon brought into the world by a sinner of that ancient abyssal nation. Lost dark metallic wings to Anema's pride and joy. Long ago, the shadow dragon Durin terrorized Mondstadt, driven by jealousy for the city's glory. Awoken from his sylvan slumber by the cries of Durin's victims, the Anemo Archon came forth and summoned his faithful servant to his side. For all life and for freedom, the Archon and the Wind Dragon rode the wind to face their foe. In a battle that ripped clouds from the skies, Dvalin spread his 6 blessed wings wide, severing the sky and tearing through Durin's iron scales with the force of a colossal blade. As the conflict plunged the world into darkness, the Wind Dragon struck out with his claws, like swords forged of wind. They pierced deep into Durin's dark, corrupt flesh. The battle shook the heavens, even the sun quaked with fear. Finally, Dvalin tore out Durin's throat with his teeth, and the evil dragon fell from the sky. With his god's blessing, the Wind Dragon seized victory and saved the people of Mondstadt. Yet Dvalin became poisoned by tainted blood he had consumed, and corruption seeped into his bones. Though a hero, Dvalin was forced to suffer in solitude, while the stench of corruption drew creatures of the evil to his side.
You know, and Barbados did a great job of,
Deceived by
like,
the
you know,
abyss, the Wind Dragon
educating
fell to
us.
evil, and Storm Terror was born. At last, his master returned to calm his frenzied mind and ease his pain. His faithful friend and a new companion fought bravely to drive out the monsters and restore Dvalin's honor. In the century while Dvalin slept, his image faded from Mondstadt's memory. But in the tumultuous times of the recent past, the people bore witness to his 6-winged figure once more. Now blessed by the Anemo Archon, serenaded by the songs of Barbados, riding on the boundless winds,
Beautiful.
Dvalin takes to the skies once more.
I love Dvalin's story in the game, and I'm so glad there is like this stuff just literally in
a spine that holds up the sky. The true companion of the Anemo Archon never wavered in its desire to protect the land of wind. This
Sorry, I'm just reading this
unshakable
again,
resolve
or
sustained the
listening.
Wind Dragon through its mortal battle against its vile nemesis. In olden times, the Shadow Dragon Durin, covetous of the peace Mondstadt enjoyed, came forth to defy.
So yeah, jealousy. They're talking about jealousy here with this
black
dragon.
wings blotted out the sky, releasing clouds of toxic fumes, so much so that even the 1,000 winds could not hold their pestilence and rot at bay. And thus fell black rain from the skies, the din of their downpour drowning the cries and groans of the people. The Anemo Archon was awakened by the sound of their agony, and his heart was pierced by their despair. So he summoned Dvalin to his side, and shrouding themselves in storm, they pierced through the poisoned skies. The great dragon plunged in with a cry, tearing a swath through the noxious nimbus the Shadow Dragon had created. Following his wings came a great swift whirlwind that destroyed those venomous clouds. Dvalin seized the poisonous dragon in his mighty claws, ascending to heights that even clouds could not fathom. The poisonous rain had scattered as the clouds had been left behind, and the burning skies became the dragon's battleground. At last the wind dragon's razor fangs pierced his foe's throat, and his great claws tore out its corrupted heart. The sinner's creation, filled with eternal regret, fell from the spotless skies and fell to ruin upon a snowy peak. That fierce battle in the distant skies had thus defended the people of the animal.
I love this just because like it's
But at the moment of
solidifying my
his triumph,
love for the
venomous
Dvalin
ichor
and
of his
Venti
foe had
story.
flowed between his teeth and into his guts. The pain withered bone and marrow, and in his agony the great wind dragon curled up in the depths of an ancient ruin. Nursing his wounds, Dvalin still believed that one day he would be reawakened. He would again pierce the heavens, scatter the darkness, and sing to the sounds of the lyre of the Anemo Archon.
He loved his friend,
dear
man. They
friend.
loved each other. They loved each other
And
so
that's
bad.
all for the Skyward series.
Is that it?
This tale of the two
That one
dragons
plays so
of Valon
fast.
and Durin is essentially a prelude to
That
the
one plays
Monster
so
Archon
fast.
quests, as it explains just how Dvalin got corrupted and why he was forgotten by the people.
Yeah, it's
It
beautiful.
also gives us a bit more insight to the mysteries of Dragonspine, with the mountain being the final resting place of the dragon Durin, and where his power
What?
still flows. to
Yeah,
this
that's
day.
something I didn't even think about when he said it.
Anyways,
Like that's actually
it
like
for this video. I hope you all have an amazing day.
it is the
I'll see you
final
all in
rest.
the next video.
That makes sense why it's so freaking terrifying, and like also I guess it also makes sense why that place is so dangerous because it's like fueled by jealousy and pain, and ignorance is crazy good. That's really cool to see. Like now, Dragonspine has a whole different meaning for me. Walking on Dragonspine will have a whole different feeling. That is insane. I'm so happy for that, man. That's so good. That's so good. The next video is brought in by Umiko, and this is a Hatsune Miku Gyakuten Shimai Turnabout Sisters. So it's a Ace Attorney stuff, which we're always happy to get. Always. Oh, the song. Heart skips a beat. The wind is blowing and the land is turning. Flower I'm waiting for is blooming. Walk by your side. And now I'm walking alone. I'm alright. The distant road. And the world there push me forward. Turn around, but I can't see you. These days are when I shed tears for you. But also remember and say, this is actually kind of sad. You ever like have a joke and you're reading through the song and like then it's like, oh, this is actually hurting me a little bit. Like this is like one of the most fantastic relationships I played on the channel or played through on the channel. The reverence they have for these characters in these games is impressive. Oh my god, I literally tapped my knee and it kicked the bottle in front of me because of my reflexes. This song also like makes you feel weird ways, you know? I think I started joking right away because I was like, man, I can't cry. Yeah. Spreading your arms and fly is like a big deal in this as well, I think, you know? That line just like from how like they all moved on, or not moved on, but like have taken inspiration. Holding hands onto the future is just, yeah, it's just... So much of Ace Attorney as well, at least the first trilogy, is about, like, you know, carving a path to the future, you know what I mean? While also respecting the past. For every character, even the bad guys. Thank Thank you, Imiko. That was really, really nice. That was really nice. And it's always nice to see Ace Attorney stuff. In fact, I love Ace Attorney stuff. I can't wait to get back into the Ace Attorney series. I think, you know, we might even play like the Apollo Justice trilogy or start the Apollo Justice trilogy next. That would be really, really nice. Yeah, it means the absolute world to me still seeing it. I don't know. I'm very grateful for that. The next one is by Nightmare 444, and this is called The Fall trailer. And I have no idea what this is, but that's always the fun of this stuff, is I get to learn about new stuff. Well, let's watch it anyway. Let's go. The most submissions ever, by the way, to Roma React again. Every week it gets more popular, and I'm so very grateful for that. Is this an indie game? It looks like an indie game. Oh, wow. Oh, this looks scary. No. Okay. No, please. Look what they were able to achieve with, like, the kind of 2D, 2.5D kind of style.
My primary function is to assist and protect the human pilot of this armored combat suit.
Human occupant, please verify and validate the function of this artificial life form.
Hands down, The Fall's one of the best games I've played. Oh, wow.
Impossible. He is unresponsive.
Oh, the cross. You put religious imagery in your game? I'm sold.
Can you be of assistance?
A modern classic.
Evaluation failed. Unit unable to demonstrate valid primary function. Initializing neural format.
That's how I review things on Twitter. This is a modern classic, guys. Calm, you've only seen half an episode of Fleabag. It's a modern classic.
I am bound to protect my pilot from anything.
Really cool. Like, again, I like how, like, with the 2.5D style, they're able to do something so terrifying with, like, not so little, because it's not little, is it? But it's still, like, really, really, really cool what they're able to do with that stuff. I think that, like, what generally happens with independent games nowadays is that, like, I think it's gonna get a little bit weirder in the coming years, because, like, you know, Larian Studios, for example, or Larian's excuse me, Larian Studios is an independent creator, and they created what game did they create? They created Baldur's Gate 3, and that's an independent game. You know what I mean? So, like, but, like, I think that, like, what always happens, I think, with games, when I talk about people with games on, when people are like, games suck now. And it's like, okay, what games are you playing? And they talk about, like, these AAA games, the 3 AAA games they played that year, the only 3 AAA games they played, which is fine. But then it's like, okay, well, what about this amazing game that I played? And I talk about, like, all the JRPGs I play. I talk about all the Japanese games I play. I talk about all the, like, other games you play throughout the year. And you're like, what about this game? What about this game? What about this game? And they're like, I don't like those games. It's like, okay, what about all the indie games you played? And they're like, I don't play indie games. It's like, of course you think video games suck nowadays. The creative power is not in AAA. Not in quadruple A, I guess I should say, anymore. I don't think it is anyway. In my opinion, that's what I'll say. The next one is from Redacted, and it's a Killing Harmony Kaede Akamatsu fan song. It's a vocaloid song, Hatsune Miku. Again, don't know what vocaloid means. Nothing, no light, no sound. No knowledge of who I am. Who am I? I extend a hand. And hands that belong to me take hold of my existence. Again, I'll just say this shows so much care in the series. Like, the fan base is strong, and you guys are keeping it strong for me. It'll be okay. Is this what Vocaloid is? Has any character in the history of Danganronpa meant so much and only been there for like 2 minutes? Not 2 minutes, you know, it was like 3 hours, but if you know what I mean. What is this what vocaloid is? I'm like, this is one of those times where it's like, maybe I should have a face cam because I'm like bopping back and forth to this. So what you're saying is, when she's singing this, sorry that I'm just like, I'm literally just bopping back and forward, and this is probably one of the worst times to do it, because I'm a commentary channel, you know, I do commentary, not facial reactions. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Oh. Oh. No, but you're not, though. We proved it. Like, we proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that she didn't kill anyone. Which is insane. You know, it's still an insane twist, isn't it? That we've literally proved that she's did not kill anyone. Yeah. Such an inspiration to everyone else in the game as well, right? Such a massive inspiration. Really cool. A really cool video. And again, like, it's one of those things where like I learn something new about like every time I, you know, boot up this Rover Reacts. It's a whole new experience for me every single freaking time. I never like, and that's so cool. Like, I had a friend ask me recently, you heard something. You had a friend ask me recently about the Rover Reacts thing, because he was like, kind of like, hey, you know, like, he was the person who was kind of like, hey, make sure you have some ground rules just in case people post something like really offensive or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, true. But also he was like, do you not get like bored of just watching people's videos? And it's like, man, people support the channel. They show me new stuff every single week. I learn every single week when I'm doing this show. I'm totally cool with doing this. Like, you know, I totally understand that, like, the react shows that other people do, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, my one's better. Because everyone's probably like a better commentary person than I am when it comes to reaction videos and stuff like that. You know, I looked at when I started the Patreon, I wanted to like create like an ultimate value for you guys, because I wanted it to be kind of this thing where it's like, while you guys are like, hey, I just want to support you, it's also like, you're giving me your money. You guys are literally paying me real money. This is a real tangible thing that I use to buy groceries. You are the reason I eat. You know what I mean? Like, so like, to me, it's like, you know, when you look at our channels, it's like, okay, once a month you do a Q&A. Once a month you do a react video. Once a month you do, like this thing where you look at their people's art. You know what I mean? And I was like, what if I do those things like once a week? And the reason is just because it's like, for me, like even like the other thing with the pay, and I'm sorry if we've gone on a tangent on this, like, I love the channels that I'm talking about. I don't want to insult anyone, but even like when I was looking at other people's channels and they were saying like, oh, to get your credit in the video, €1,000 to get your credit in every single video, $1,000. Man, like, I couldn't. I just couldn't. People keep asking me to raise the Patreon, or like to add another higher pledge or whatever. And like, the only thing I could ever think of is like, maybe like I'll do a drawing for you every month, like a special drawing request of a character, and I'll do it for you every month. That's the only thing I can think of. But like, again, like I think right now I'm very, very happy. So this one's called Hi, I'm Daisy, and it's from Bokoblin. Bokoblin usually sends in very funny videos, so let's see what this is. Oh, that was really good. Daisy has like a very... Pauline. What the hell is that? Comes from like an unbelievable love for Daisy, right? That's an unbelievable like I adore Daisy. The person who made this video is like, I adore Daisy. That's it. Like, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Bacalman usually sends in like funny videos like that all the time. With that, guys, that's gonna do for Roman's React this week. I'm sorry that Bacalman, your video was last and it was me doing a little bit of like a thank you rant. But sometimes you gotta thank you rant, guys. Sometimes you gotta thank you rant. Yeah, sometimes you gotta. I want to say thank you. By the way, the channel that like does the €1,000 every single month for this, I understand that they have to feed a lot more people. They have like 7 people working with them. Like you know, to even make ends meet, you have to make money. Like I'm very lucky that I'm a one-man ship. I edit all my videos. I, do everything myself. So really, I don't have to worry about, oh, this month we didn't make enough. Sorry, Georgie, you're not getting fed. You know what I mean? It's not like that, And I don't mean to scare people. So, hey, you're the reason I'm eating food. You know what I mean? It's like, that's kind of, because I do make YouTube ad revenue as well. So, but, still. I want to thank the Can Never Repay the Baby Gangsta tier, TieFire02, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, Smidge, Rachel S, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, George Candelaria, S-Kun, Yuld, Radish, and Polka Girl. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you so much for watching this show. This is really, really fun. And we'll get into more of this stuff next week. Also, just in terms of schedules, if you're watching this now and you want to hear some schedules, so we're going to be keeping on with video games for the week. On Thursday, I believe, we will be watching the Nintendo Direct, and next week we will be watching the Pokemon Presents. I feel like it would be a silly thing not to watch these things. These will be happening on the channel. They will replace the Let's Play video that's happening that day. And then the Let's Play video will probably be a little bit longer than the next day, if that makes sense. The Let's Play video, by the way, like, I know it's a weird, confusing sometimes, because some people do get confused by it, and, like, it's totally understandable. The Let's Play video is the video that happens every day at 11, and then the extra play, I call it, the extra Let's Play, or the extra play, is Genshin Impact. That happens, like, 3 times a week. Then the other videos are all, like, different, like, Roma Reacts, and the after show happen once a week as well. We're making 17 videos a week, I think, around there. Is that right? 7 plus 3 is 10? No, that's not right. Why did I say 7? What? 7 Let's Play videos. 3, that's 10. 14 videos a week. Sorry, 14, right? No, it's 12 videos a week. Yeah, 12 videos. 12 videos a week, right? Am I forgetting something? Yeah, 12 videos a week, and then 1 week we did more because there was probably something else on. The community video was probably 13. Why did I say 17? That's strange. That would be crazy. Maybe 1 week I did do 17 videos, but that doesn't even make any sense. How does that work? Yeah, we're making like 12 videos a week. That's what we're doing. And I'm very happy to be able to do that. And yeah, I think it's a great amount of videos for any channel. 17 videos a week, guys. I'm doing 300 videos a day. I'm just saying. I'm happy so much for all the support. I think you guys are incredible. I couldn't ask for any more. I really couldn't.